Hey guys, welcome to another video. If you have been here before, welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, welcome to Roberto's Journals. In today's video, we're going to continue our 5-part series on things to do or things to know before you get braces. And in this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 meals that you can have in your arsenal ready for when you do get braces, that when your braces are feeling particularly sensitive or if they're hurting, these are my go-to meals that I had to begin with in my journey. And I wish I knew this information before I had braces so that I was mentally prepared of the foods that I was going to have when I knew that my braces were going to hurt. So my first go-to meal that I went for was anything to do with eggs. It's the simplest meal that you could make and the softest meal that you could make as well. You could have them scrambled, you can even have an omelette, and just be careful with what items or what ingredients you put inside the omelette. I tend to just stick with just ham and cheese because it was quite soft to the bite, but any kind of eggs in any way that you prefer is always going to be a good bet. If you wanted to put some on some bread as well, I wouldn't toast the bread, or if you are going to toast it, maybe toast it very lightly so that it's warmed and it has a really light toast on the bread. But any eggs in any way that you prefer is going to be a staple for when your braces are particularly sensitive. And then if you're like me, sometimes you'll find that eggs just don't cut it for you and you need something a little bit more substantial. So my next go-to item would be any kind of pasta. But I must say, in my experience, when it comes to pasta, what I would do when I cook the pasta is I make sure that I overcook it. You know, sometimes when you leave the pasta on the hob, you forget about it for a moment, and when you go back, you've overcooked it and it's quite mushy. That's the kind of tendency that I usually go for when my teeth are quite sensitive, because it's quite easy to bite, well, to a point where you might not even need to bite it. You can even just crush it with your tongue against the top of your mouth. But any kind of pasta, overcooked pasta, or even instant noodles, you can get so many in your local supermarkets. Any kind of these noodles or pastas are going to be an excellent go-to if you need something a little bit more substantial than just eggs. And number 3, I suppose for this one, I didn't really mind having this because I had it quite a lot before I had braces anyway. And that's any kind of porridge or oatmeal. It's so soft that you just have it with a spoon and you pretty much just swallow it. There's barely any chewing in having porridge or oatmeal, depending on what ingredients you put in there as well. I do have quite a big sweet tooth, so in my porridges I would put something like Nutella or peanut butter and jam or jelly for those in the States. Any kind of porridge of any kind of soft ingredient, it would be my go-to meal for all breakfasts. And because I regularly go to the gym as well, I just have that with a protein shake, and that tends to set me up for the morning. If I was particularly hungry, then I'll just mash up a banana in there as well. So porridge with any kind of soft ingredients to add along with it. What I would do for my lunches at work most of the time when my teeth are feeling quite sensitive will bring me on to point number 4, which would be any kind of sandwiches. So I would tend to go along with my sweet tooth again. I would have my peanut butter and jam sandwiches, or even just some mashed up eggs with some mayo, some creme fraiche. I'd also have those as well. And because the bread is super soft, when you tear into the sandwich with your teeth, you don't even need to do a biting action. You just kind of bite down on it ever so slightly, and then you kind of pull it away. And then when it's in your mouth, you need minimal chewing. And I found in my experience that it was very pleasant to eat, and then at the same time, it feels like I'm having a decent meal. And then lastly, number 5, it would be any kind of rice dish. Now, I tend to stay away in the first couple of days that my teeth are sensitive. I stay away from rice. Now, the main reason why I'm telling you this and why I'm putting it in the video, hear me out. So with rice, because they're small grains, they do get stuck in and around your braces. Now, because you're going to feel them in and around your braces, you're going to use your tongue to try and remove the rice from where it's stuck everywhere in your mouth. Now, if your teeth are very, very super sensitive and they're hurting you, then when you're moving your tongue against the inside of your mouth because you really want to get rid of this stuck rice that's in between your braces, you might end up pushing more harder than usual against that tooth because you really want to get that bit of rice out. Now, I found it's only ever happened to me once, and maybe my pain tolerance is just a hell of a lot lower than some other people's, but when I sip on some water and I'm swishing that around my mouth to get rid of the rice in my mouth as well, because sometimes the rice gets super stuck in the brace, when I'm swishing with my mouth with the water, I'm doing it with quite a bit of pressure that I can feel that it makes my teeth a little bit sensitive, that I can feel a slight pain. So rice dishes, they're a good meal to have when you've got sensitivity of your braces, but, and a big but here, I would use the rice as your transition meal from when your teeth start to feel less sensitive and when you're going onto normal foods again. So the way I see it is rice is a good tester meal for me, that if I'm able to have rice and I'm able to use my tongue to get rid of the rice that gets stuck in and around my braces and it doesn't hurt too much, then it means that I can start moving on to more solid meals. So it's my transition meal. And then lastly, even though I've given you my top 5 meals that I would have when my teeth are very sensitive, I'm going to give you a bonus one here. And if you don't have one of these, I'd strongly recommend you get one of these. You'll be able to find any kind of brand on Amazon or anywhere online. But for me, I've got a NutriBullet, and that's smoothies. Oh my goodness, it just helps with everything. So if I didn't fancy having porridge in the morning, I can blend up a smoothie. So I pack so many fruits in there as well, and it will help me feel full if I have a smoothie in the morning. Or if I'm feeling particularly hungry and where I'm unable to have the foods that I want to have because my teeth are hurting too much, then this would be my go-to as well. Even something as simple as frozen bananas, strawberries, yogurt, and a bit of milk. It's like a really soft ice cream. It really does satisfy the fact that you're unable to have other foods, but by having this kind of smoothie, you can do anything you want with it. With a sweet person like me, I could even add Nutella and put some chocolate stuff in there. Or if you wanted to have something a little bit more savory, a bit more green, then you can have any kind of green smoothie also with loads of vegetables that you can pack in there. But it's an excellent go-to if you end up feeling a little bit more hungry than usual because you're unable to have the foods that you can normally have because your teeth are sensitive, then smoothies will be a very good option for you as well. Okay guys, so that brings me to the end of my top 5 meals, or my top 5 go-to meals that I would have when my braces are feeling particularly sensitive. I hope you find these helpful. If you have any other meals that you have when you feel that your teeth are sensitive, put them in a comment section below. Maybe it's something that I don't even think of anymore because I'm so used to having these 5 or 6 of the smoothies, these meals when my teeth are feeling sensitive. I still got another year, maybe even a year and a half of braces. Maybe I can have a little bit of change as well, and some inspiration from you guys would be amazing. But that brings me to the end of this video. Thank you ever so much for watching. I really do appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you do want to leave a comment, if you want to have any kind of discussion with me or any kind of questions, drop them in the comments below. I read every single comment. I'll put my Instagram handle here at the bottom again for you guys if you want to DM me on Instagram also. And whilst you're there, why not give me a follow too? And again, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, remember to be kind, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.